Okay, this video is going to be a little late, pretty much no matter what. I watched a press playthrough of Simcity 5, or as they're just calling it, Simcity now. And I just listened to their complaints, because what they say good about it, I still have complaints about. First things first, small cities. Apparently the biggest cities in this game are 1 square mile. Now, I don't know how big the older ones were, but they were a lot bigger than what they were showing off in the game. A lot bigger. The cities could be self-sufficient. Apparently, the multiplayer in this game, the multiplayer in this game doesn't exactly matter. To the point where, if the game wasn't built with multiplayer, you wouldn't fucking play it multiplayer, period. The game forces multiplayer in the way that you need other cities to actually develop your city. So, if you're playing this game single player, you'll be playing one city. You have to make a second city to supplement the first city, and then you have to make other cities just to balance everything. I don't find that fun gameplay, just looking at it for an hour and a half. The always-on DRM multiplayer required frozen cities. Here's the thing. If you're not playing a city while you're building a city, every other city in that region doesn't fucking play. It doesn't simulate those regions. And because of that, you are forced to go to those cities to play them up just a bit so your other cities can actually function. It forces you to play multiplayer like that. But here's the thing. If you're playing the game multiplayer, you need to know everyone you're playing, meaning you have to play with friends. You can't just play multiplayer with other people because other people fucking suck. They aren't going to help you most of the time. And the game's multiplayer is basically just going to be troll bait the whole fucking time. Now, in the press beta, from what I've heard, and what happened during the stream, was apparently there are disconnects even when there are very, 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 very few people playing this game. From the way it looks, the servers can't even handle a press beta, much less actual game. So when people actually load these servers, I'm really doubting that these are going to be great experiences. This is going to be a Diablo all fucking over again. And now, they also took out another part of the game, which is no terraforming. You can't make a custom fucking level in this game. Oh, you want to actually build your city, but there's a slope? Oh, sorry, you can't bulldoze that slope. Apparently, this is a beta, and it might change, but that is a big fucking drawback to the game. Now, from what the person who was playing the game said, this game feels like it's built for shit tons of DLC. Now look at the Sims. Here, I'm going to load up Steam and just look at the Sims in it. The Sims. The Sims 3. All of the... Oh my fucking Christ. Okay. The Sims 3. $30 to buy it. All the DLC... $420 fucking dollars. This is the company that they're going after. This is the company that makes this game. This is a company that said they will not put out a game without microtransactions. I just looking at that, I can't fucking justify buying this game just on that alone. Spend money, disconnect, no money. Okay, this is a problem that was in the beta. Apparently, someone spent money, got disconnected shortly after they spent the money, came back into the game, they didn't have the building they bought, and they didn't have the money that they spent building the building. So they were fucked out of money. This is a glitch in the game that, honestly, if I was playing it, this would be a game-breaking glitch. Just because the buildings that you buy are fucking expensive as hell. Now, this isn't exactly a problem with the game, what I'm going to say this time. They have a rich-poor simulation. Educated-uneducated simulation. The simulation in this game is going a very far different distance this time. But But at least personally, I think that ruins the game a bit. Because you have to have educated people to build the higher tech things. You just don't have bigger population, more demand. You don't have that kind of shit. Now, in other games, you didn't have it to this extent. It might be in SimCity 4 and SimCity 3, but you didn't have it to this extent. To the point where power plants will melt down. If a nuclear power plant will melt down if you don't have the educated enough citizens. I don't find that gameplay fun. Oh yeah. The next thing is, there's no reason for multiplayer because of assholes. The point of this game is, to make... The way that they justify this game being online is to force multiplayer. The way they force multiplayer is making the cities too small for you to be self-sufficient on your own. So you have to make more than one city. And that brings in multiplayer aspects, because if two people are playing the cities at the same time, the cities work at the same time. But if two people aren't playing the same cities, and it's just one region, one person doing one city at a time, the other cities are fucking frozen, so you're forced to play multiplayer. This is the way that they're justifying the online always DRM. The leaderboards in this game, it really ruins the experience of the game in my opinion. I haven't played it, but from what I heard, the leaderboards in this game really tell you how much money someone has, citizens they have, how good they're doing in their cities, and that just ruins the experience for me. Personally, I want to make a city, I make a city in a SimCity game. These are some of my favorite fucking games. But the new one, it just... No. Now, the person playing the game was, let's see here, Total Biscuit. I watched his, video on it. Now, he says the game is good. It has a lot of potential. But I'm just seeing all the flaws and saying that I couldn't justify buying the game, period, just because I know what the fuck's gonna happen with it. It runs like crap on his computer. Okay, he has a 6-core Intel i7. He has a fucking 680 NVIDIA card, and it runs like crap for him. Yeah, that's not really saying the game's built good. It's not saying the game's impressive. It just runs like crap for him. And really, for me, the game just seems like it has too much simulation in it. Now, like I said with, the multiplayer for the game is going to force you to, it's going to force you to play multiplayer. It simulates the other cities around you affecting your city, so multiplayer is forced. Because it affects, it goes with the other cities around you. Let's say someone over here wants to build industrial, and someone over here wants to build just a city. This person here goes with dirty industrial, and the wind is going this way. It hits your fucking city. Because this person over here is an asshole. You really have to build these regions in advance, knowing what the fuck resources you're going to do and what the fuck's going to be built where. The problem with that is you need multiplayer, and the multiplayer in this game is just it doesn't lend itself to cooperative play. It lends itself to I'm an asshole, I'm gonna fuck you play. Unless you're playing with friends, this game's multiplayer is pointless. And they announced microtransactions with this game. Or not microtransactions, but they announced they're going to put microtransactions in every game. They're going to nickel and dime you to death with games from now on. And SimCity, you could sell one building. Just one more building for what? 50 cents? 25 cents maybe? But you can make a lot of buildings. And it's going to affect you. I do not like the way this game is going. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love for them to be so fucked over by the day one, by everyone playing the game, that their servers can't handle it, to the point where they have to patch them out. Because let's be clear here. Apparently the data going across from city to city in 1 hour is about 30 megabytes. Now, I'm not sure if it's an hour in game or if it's an hour in real life, but 30 megabytes up and down, there's not much simulation going on that way. There's not enough to actually justify the online always aspect of it. So I could easily see that shit being patched out if possible. And it's probably going to. It's probably going to be pirated out at some point. Someone's going to do this with the game. I guarantee it. But I honestly can't justify this game, at least with the online always and multiplayer focus. I can't. I just can't. The small cities alone are enough for me not to like the game. If I had the money to throw away just to play it, I would, and I'd probably come back with the same goddamn complaints. Because there are things I wouldn't be able to overlook. But that's just my thoughts. This is going to be late, and you're probably already going to have bought it. But if I can just tell everyone the complaints I have with it, and tell them to go SimCity 4, and they do it, I probably made a difference there. That, honestly, it's just my opinion here, that there's too much simulation in ways I don't like. Like, it factors in the class of your citizens. You need poor people in your city to run run low-end jobs. I don't like that aspect. Other people would probably love it. I don't, personally.